Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today's video is a product review about this Portland electric, and it's corded, not cordless, blower vacuum mulcher from Harbor Freight. And Do It Yourself with Wayne is all about teaching you how to do things yourself to save money. And product reviews like this teaches you what a product its strengths and weaknesses are. We'll tell you pros and cons, we'll show you how to use it. And that way you know if it's going to work for you, for your application before you purchase it. That also saves you money. So if you're interested in saving money, subscribe to our channel and visit often. So now let's get going on this product review. Okay, now let's open the box and see what's in it. Obviously I already had the box open. First thing we're going to find is this tube here. That's part of the leaf vacuum system. This is an extension, another part of the leaf vacuum system. We got a bag for when you're doing the vacuuming. Another nozzle for when you're blowing stuff. And another small nozzle that'll go on the end of that. And then this is the motor unit for the whole operation. And I dropped the instructions, but also you got instructions. I always recommend to people to read through the instructions, especially the warning and safety issue things. You'll probably say, oh, I know all that stuff, and I couldn't tell you how many times I've said that myself. But in doing these videos, I always read through the instructions, I always read through the warning things, and sometimes you'll come across something you didn't know, something you didn't even know to ask about or to think about. And those things can make a difference between you or someone or something getting hurt. So I always recommend read through the manual carefully, especially the warning and safety sections, and then read through the section about how to use it properly to make sure you're safe. Now, to use this as a leaf blower, you use the smaller attachment like this, and it slides on right here. And if I can hold this, I'm going to walk up and show you close up. Right here there's a little button that attaches in that hole, and just slide this on there, push it into it, clicks, and it locks in place. To remove it, you mash that button. Well, if I can mash it enough, it'll slide out. So that's how you put it on and take it off. Now you have, obviously this is corded, so you have to have a drop cord. I got my drop cord here. Now on the back side, back here, there's a neat little thing. You make a loop in your drop cord, you stick it through there, and then there's a little tab there. I'm going to show you this up close. That's how it goes through there. This is a heavy-duty drop cord, so it's a little stiff, but just make a loop, and on the back of the handle, you just slide it through. There's a little thing right there. If I can hold this up here, the cord goes under that when you pull it back out. And then the end of your cord will plug in right there. So you just plug it in. Obviously mine was already in the on position, but that's all it takes to turn it on to use it as a blower. Now your switch has two positions. It's low and high. Low and high. So now we're going to blow a few leaves and see how it works. Okay, let's blow some leaves now. But first I want to show you something I just learned. This bottom part where the vacuum hooks up, if that is open like that, the motor doesn't run. That part at the bottom has got to be closed or the motor won't run. That's a safety thing, I'm sure. That's in the instructions. I had just forgotten about it. So anyway, let's blow some leaves. And these are a little bit wet, so I'm going to go ahead and run it on high. I think low would work if everything was good and dry, but a lot of these, particularly down on the bottom, are wet. So let's see how it does. I think that does pretty good. Here on my deck, which is getting really old, the stuff on the bottom tends to stay damp, and it's really hard for a blower to blow that off, but I think this is doing pretty well. Some of those small seeds off my, can't remember what that tree's called now, ash, a little bit hard to blow off, but the other leaves, it got them just fine. And I think if you had a driveway or a deck or something that was relatively dry, I think it'd do a great job for you. Now, to use the blower function, you use these two tubes. You start with the one that's a little bit smaller in diameter, which is this one. And you have to start out with the thing upside down, because it does not attach here like the blower nozzle does. So you turn it upside down, you pull this, that'll flip open, and the vacuum attachment goes on here. You start out, and I'll have a hard time holding this up there, but I'm going to try and do it. This little lip right here, the black part fits under there, like so. Hopefully you can see that. And mine fits a little tight, but it will click into place right there like that. So remember, put this part in first, and then pull this part down and in until it clicks into place and locks. Now the next thing you do is this part goes on here. There's a rectangular piece here and a rectangular hole. They just line up and you push them together until they lock in place, just like that. Now your vacuum is ready to go, except for installing your bagger. Now this is your bagger, and it installs just like the nozzle for the blower. So it goes out here on this end, like that. Clicks in place just like the blower nozzle does. And now you're set up and ready to go to do the vacuuming. Now let's demonstrate vacuuming a little bit. Now you do have a strap for your vacuum that you can put over your shoulder, you can put it around your neck, whatever you choose. I'm just going to put it right there for now. And when you turn it on with a handle here, you can vacuum up from the bottom. And there you go. And now my leaves are in the bagger. Works pretty good. Now for my final review. I like this little tool. I think it's a good value if used for what it's intended for. If you got a front porch or a driveway or a deck or something you just need to blow off occasionally, I think this tool would do the job for you and do it just fine. It seems to run well, the attachment's hooked up well. It's a good price point. I think it's less than $50. Sometimes at Harbor Freight, if you watch the sales, you might get it for $40 or so. But in my backyard, I've got a lot of big trees, and in the fall of the year, I've got a really good sized backpack blower is what I use to blow leaves there. This tool is not going to do that job. If you've got trees and you need to clean up your yard, this is not really the blower to do the job. You might get by with it, but it's really going to take a lot of time. You need more blowing force and more airflow to do that job. But like I said, if you want to clean off a driveway or front porch, a deck or something, I think it works well. I think it's a good price point for that kind of thing. I got the nozzle on here now because I think that's what most people are going to use. You saw me using the bagger for the vacuum. It does work. It does put the leaves or whatever I vacuum up into the bag. I think if you had much to vacuum, that bag would get full quickly. I don't think that's a good use for this tool, in all honesty. And one thing I'll show you on the bottom, when you open this up, the impellers in here, and they say this is a mulcher, these plastic impellers, and I'm going to get up a little bit closer so you can see that. Those impellers in there are plastic. Okay, this is what spins, it grinds up the leaves or does the mulching. And I think If you happen to pick up something kind of hard, especially if you picked up a rock, I think it could tear up that plastic impeller in there. So I don't think this is such a good tool for the vacuum mulching features, but for the blower, I think it's a good price point. So anyway, that's my review for this blower vacuum mulcher from Harbor Freight by Portland. And if you like my review, I'd really appreciate it if you click like on my video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me grow, and it also helps you find more of our videos that help you save money. So once again, thank you for visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne, and we hope you have a great day.